Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Thursday, April 29th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Okay. Good to see everybody. Come on in. Come on in and step right down, baby, let your hair hang down. Oh, good to see everybody. Welcome to those who come into the room. Welcome to those who are in the observation deck watching and lurking and learning. That would be an interesting name for a group, wouldn't it be? Lurk and Learn. Oh, and you can tell what kind of mood I'm in tonight. All right. Hey, Lila. Hello, Mary. Hello, everybody. Hello, Rhonda. Christy, hi. Julie. So good to see everybody. Okay, let's get rolling. Rolling, 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 ride. All right. I said I can teach. I didn't say I could sing. Okay. Well, I'm glad you could make it for the amount of time, Lila. Okay, real quick, we talked about contests. Dawn's contest is ending this Sunday at 12 midnight. Yeah, I saw, Rhonda, that's great. You guys are going absolutely nuts over this Circle of Life book. That is so funny. And then our rose contest ends May 16th. That's the one where Melba drew the picture. Hello, Pearl. And our face contrast from Claire, Color with Claire, ends 16th. Both at midnight. And Pearl, let me address your gel pens real quick. Well, not quick, let me address your gel pens. So I have a bunch that are old as well, and there are several ways that you can try to regenerate them if they're not working. One of the ways is you can use a heating pad and warm up the ink, see if that does it. Another way that I regenerate my pens, I don't know if I can demonstrate this because this is an overhead camera, but like this is my Arteza, and what I do is if they're not working correctly, I hold them about 2 inches up and I bounce them off a hard surface and then catch it again. Again, I don't have a side camera, so it's going like this, you know, on the hard surface. And that moves the ink. The other thing you can do is at the end of the pen, take the cap off and suck on it really hard. That moves the ink. And Rita from Guatemala. Suck on them really hard, moves the ink up. And then I also blow on them really hard. And that moves the ink around. Now, as far as recommending a brand, if all that doesn't work, because mine are very old too, like I said, I think Ranger has a good set. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to have to go on the comments of people in the room as to which gel pens they'd like the best. So I hope that helps you, Pearl. And of course, since you posted the question in the group, if you guys would help, that would be wonderful. Yeah, Lila says she takes the cartridge out and blows into the open end. But in addition to blowing, suck on it as well. That moves that ink up and down. All right. Come on in, sit right down. And if anybody has any ideas, let's hear them. Please post them in by Pearl's question, because that will help everybody. We are a very helpful group. We are actively helpful. We are actively helpful. We are family. Okay, I gotta quit. Looks like you have a lot of huffing and puffing to do. Yeah. That's good. There you go. There's another idea. Stand them up in a glass of hot water. Do not microwave, though, guys. No, 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 no. Not an idea. Okay. So I have a bunch of things to show you. So I'll be working on Circle of Life in a little bit. So grab whatever you're working on. You can see how beautifully this is coming in. There you go. There's another one. Rub them between your hands. Look how cool that looks. Dun, dun, dun. And like I said, I'm not done with this. I just bouncing them works. That's what I was showing earlier. There's the Putty Tat that I'm working on too for you. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go through all these books. I'm just going to show you these real quick, and then I will go through, I might go through one tonight. We'll see. So these are all in the affiliate links. I'm just going to do a thumb through like this. See, this is called the Flowers Grayscale Coloring Book. And the reason that I like it is that the flowers are very straightforward and close up. And you can do some really nice grayscale with this. This would be gorgeous to do. And one of these times I might do this one just to show you. Nothing complex about this at all. This rose would be drop dead gorgeous. Zoom in. Look at that. So Pearl says you worked on the snail, wouldn't you know it? Your first pen worked great, but then from there the pens were jamming up. Yeah. Just try unjamming them. So this is a beautiful zoom out. Zoom out. A beautiful book of close-ups of flowers. Look at that. Can you imagine that one done in grayscale? I don't know what plant this is. If anybody recognizes this. So Stephanie says she likes her Signal Uniball. Okay. Yeah, we all have our preferences. I have no idea what this is, but that would be real. That would be fun to color. Da, da, da. So these are really cool. All right, I'll have to keep that one in mind. All right, let me break the binding on that. Okay, then I got another little quirky book for the group. This is called the Peculiar Grayscale book. It's just a peculiar little book. Well, I'm peculiar too, so it fits. Let me see how old this little puppy is. This is, drum roll please, I have no idea, 2020, last year. Oh, Christy, thank you. CRASPIDIA. I love you guys when you help with questions on air. Could somebody look that up? Maddie or Lila? Craspidia? Thank you, Christy. See, guys, that's what we do in here. So this is just a wonky little book. I love these little pictures on the outside. It's a dark gold color. Okay. Zoom in. There we go. That's a little better. So just a funny little book here. Fantasy images. Oh, Pearl, are you familiar with this book? Do you have it, Pearl? Sound check, by the way. It's just different. Like this one. This reminds me of that little king that I did. Remember that one that was in the circle? That was fun. So here we go. Paper is on a scale from 1 to 10. I'd probably give it about a 4 or 5. It's thin. No alcohol markers. But it's just different, you know? I don't think it's not really a mainstream book, but so what? You know, we're and you can do a lot of things with it. I mean, I love the rope on here. It's got these knots on the left and then a couple on the right with a little cloud over the top. You could splash some chalk pastel on this and then have fun with the rest of it. Beautiful pieces. Da, 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 da. So I just wanted to page through this particular one real quick. Not quick, just promptly, just to show it to you. Love this one. Whoops. Zoom in. So our little girl is holding the sun here. Check out the little eyes in the tree. Zoom out. So here's another one, similar to the other element that we saw. Here's our little cabin. Yeah, it's dreamy stuff. It's just different. And then you could use your chalks on the background here for your trees. Love this one. I love how the stars are being held up by these cords. Who thinks of this stuff? So I wanted to show you that. And then here's your clouds, guys. You do them in different colors. You use your makeup or your chalk pastels to do the different shades. It's a good one. And this is not a printing error. I thought it was. It's the scarf of this giraffe with a zebra holding a rose for the giraffe. Oh man, if that isn't quirky and different, I don't know what is. So I thought you guys would get a kick out of this. That's my job, to show you different stuff. Oh, these balloons would be absolutely fantastic to do as well. Remember the balloon that I did with the little push pins in it? Da-da-dum. Who says I don't expose you guys to good stuff? This is a beautiful scene to do. So we've got our little cabin, a little house here. We've got our water. This reminds me of the picture that Maribel did. Remember that one? Oh, Pearl says she's got to have it. Affiliate list, affiliate list. I'm pretty sure I put it in affiliate. Okay, so it's called the Peculiar Grayscale Coloring Book. Yeah, and I did. I've got it in the grayscale. It's under the letter T, guys, if you want it. Okay. Then we got this one. And again, I'm not going to page through everything. Coloring is the new meditation. Different paper on this. Very, very slick. Zoom out. It has very rich color in it. You're going to have to start watching it after the reviews. Look at this one with the butterflies, guys. Yeah, am I sending you to Amazon too much, Pearl? chameleon. This will be gorgeous to do. So I'll do up one of these pages, and look, I want to show you this. There's a really love this one with the elephant. There, look at this. Drop dead gorgeous. So that's a good one too. All right. So that's this real quick. Coloring is the New Meditation, first edition. And I got 3 books, this series, Splashy Art 2, 3, and 4. And I might yet do a little tutorial in one of these tonight. There are some really nice images here. And the reason that I really like this particular book, look at the movement on this. You know me, I love movement stuff. And then there's some standard pictures in it as well. Okay, and this one, I will do a tutorial on that because we've got an eye here. And I saw that and I thought, boom, perfect way to do a lesson for this. So this has some really good pieces in it. Look at that one. Let me do something here. So I particularly like this one, again, because it's got movement in it. I'm going to do something real quick here. I need you to bear with me. Do a little surgery here. Look at this one, guys. I can see all sorts of possibilities for this one with chalks or eyeshadow. And I love this ballet one. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the light pink here? The ballet. This reminds me of Monet pictures. It's in the affiliate, Sarah. Go into announcements. Click on the affiliate link. Okay, I want to show you a real quick technique with this. And I did this technique on another piece when we were doing fairies. But I want to show you this. I'm not going to do the whole piece. I'm just going to do a quick tutorial. So I want to pull these 2 pages. So these are, I mean, they're absolutely fantastic books. Like I said, I will go through them later. Yeah, look at that. Little puppy. There you go. Oh. Here's a good one to do eyes on with cellophane. Here's a nice car one to do in reds or blues. So yeah, these are pretty cool books. That was 4, that was 3. And again, I will rock you. Hold on, 4. Just all sorts of pictures here. Too bad Ruth isn't watching. There's that horse. Look at this. Easy peasy. Chalk pastel, and then come in with your pencil after that. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. I think we're going this way. Let me get you, zoom in. Zoom out. Okay. There you go. All right, so I'm going to show you something real, and it's got guys in it too. So that's good too. With coloring, skin tones. Remember that eyeshadow kit that I got that was just the browns? There's a really neat one. Bright oranges on this. There was one that had, one of these had a firefighter in it. I don't remember which one it was. This is driving me nuts. I really, oh, okay. Okay. So here's one with the firefighter in it. Vivids, reds, and oranges on the outside. Chalks, guys. And then come in and do the rest of this with whatever colors that you want to do. Yeah, Sarah, sit tight and we'll get you some help. All right, so let me make copies of this because I want to show you a technique real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Don't go away. All right. So here's a little quick tutorial I want to show you. So I'm going to throw a little Krylon on there and stink up my studio, my well-ventilated studio. And here's what I want to show you. You do not have to do anything complex with your grayscale. So in this case, you would grab your eyeshadow, or your Faber Castel chalks, which is what I use. Yeah, Lila, just make sure that you get your freezer. You probably want your freezer, them to be freezer bags, is what I would suggest. All right, so let me show you here how straightforward this is. Let me grab one more thing. This is gonna be so simple for you. All right, let me show you real quick on this affiliate how to get to it. So you want to go to your group. You want to go to the group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And at the very top, the very top where you scroll, because I've got it pinned to the top, it says Group Affiliate Links. And there's the document right there. It says Group Affiliate List .docs. So you click on that. And then to make it really easy to browse, you'll see 3 little dots in the upper right hand corner up here. Is you click on those and open in browser. And then just scroll through your list. Everything is there. Okay? And supplies are at the top, and coloring books are at the bottom in alphabetical order. Okay? So this Splashy Art books would be under S. Oh, RS, there we go. Let me get to it real quick. There you go. There are the Splashy Art books, 2, 3, and 4. And then just click on the link of the whatever one that you want, and it'll take you right to Amazon. Okay? So Stephanie, that should help you. All right. So here's what I want to show you. I'm taking my... Oh, Amy says her Circle of Life is coming tomorrow. Good. So I'm taking my spongy applicators. Now, see these little loopy color thingies? So I'm going to take my sponge tip applicator and I'm just going to run that color zoom in around the loops here, and notice that I'm not filling everything in here. This is a really neat piece to do. It's simple. There's a little loopy thing right there. Excuse my arm. So this is a quickie tutorial here. So everywhere that there's a little streak of this light, I'm going ahead and hitting it with my, in this case, yellow. And then I'm going to take a very light blue. And the colors are totally up to you, of course. Is I'm going to throw a little blue in there. Keep your yellow and blue separate, of course. If you don't want to use blue, use whatever color you want. Use red. Use orange. And I would vary the blue a little bit. So I'm using a darker blue on top of this lighter blue as well. Easy peasy. How long did that take me? 5 minutes maybe? And look how cool that's already looking. Zoom out. Zoom out. I think what I'm going to do is maybe on the yellow is punch it up a little bit with some orange. Let's see here. All right. And then you can take, let's look at the top here maybe. Oh, I'm going to do the bottom. So I'm laying down my base colors. And again, you could make these, this outfit with reds, you know, just whatever you want to do. I'm using my Faber Castel chalks. Now, for the moment, I'm letting the chalk just sit on top of the grays. But wait, there's more. Here's what I'm using, is the Faber Castel. Okay, so let's pop in with, oh, what do we want to do here? I'm going to start with a light pink. Now, this is the same as if I were using colored pencil, is I'm just going through and I'm tinting my areas. You know how I'm always telling you is to just tint your areas that you're going to color? And then we'll go back and we'll detail in our shading. So this little lady right here, I'm going ahead and using oh, hold on, I gotta see where her shirt is. I'm just using my chalks, whereas if I were doing this with colored pencil, I would be tinting in my color to do my road map. Okay, easy peasy, straightforward, quick. All right. So I'm not going to touch on the flesh right now. But if you want to go ahead and tint in the hair color and just start with that. My base color now is the browns. And of course I'll be going back and detailing in the color. Okay. And again, this is just a really down and dirty, quick example of using your grayscale and your chalks. All right, so sit tight here again. And if you don't have chalks, use eyeshadow. Works just as well. All right. Zoom in. So now I'm going to come back with my light, my medium, and my dark pencils. And I'm going to go ahead and start detailing my grayscale areas. And this is going to look absolutely phenomenal. Now, that eyeshadow that I put on this to do this, you can consider that to be your light color. And so now what you're going to do is you add and define your mediums and your darks. And you know me, I'll add that little extra flourish with my pencils. All right. Let's see what we got here. Not sure what this little piece here, but I'm still going to call that part of the fabric, so we're good. So this is my medium red now that I'm adding on this shirt. And eyeshadow and chalk is very easy to erase, so if you get up into an area that you shouldn't, which I just did, you can erase it off. Just be careful that you test your eraser on your grayscale, because some printing, hi Helen, some printing of the grayscale will come off. Okay, now I'm going to get a very dark red. And I'm going to highlight in now this darker red. Kind of like when I was using the black in the other book. Everybody see now how that depth with the black? But in this case, instead of using the black, I'm using a very, very dark red. This is my darkest color. Okay, and then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to blend everything. Just be careful you don't get into your little swirlies here. Zoom out. There you go. What do you think, guys? And again, don't be afraid to pull your colors up and enhance where you want to enhance them, because once you've given yourself that roadmap, This is where now you can go in and start coloring and adding that extra blended look and touch, okay? So let's get this smoothed out because that's what we want. There you go. Look how cool that looks, guys. How long did that take me? 20 minutes maybe? So what you're doing is you're putting on your base color with your chalks, like I did here, and then you're going back with your colored pencil and adding in your detail. All right? And you can see how phenomenal this is starting to look. And then just play with it. And when I talk about playing with something, it's a combination of following the grayscale and also adding in your own little touches and shades. So we've got now these color hoops going around. And then you can add whatever little touches you want, your shadings. As Helen mentioned, you can put your fine liner in there. You can add your black to really pull out those shadows, which I was showing you on the Circle of Life. Okay. Any questions or comments here? Does anybody think that this is hard? Or do you feel intimidated by it? This is why I go through the steps that I do to show you. All right, now, you can also, I'm going to take my bright yellow, and you can also go on your color hoops right here. And then we can punch those up a little bit. So now I'm just going through and I'm touching up my little light swirls. And I'm punching up that yellow. And I haven't even done anything with the background yet, which I'm not going to do tonight. That's not what this is about. Look how fantastic that blouse area looks. And really, I just threw on the colors. You know, this is where you'll go through, you'll fine tune, and then add whatever you want to do. This background just screams fun to me. Is everybody feeling comfortable with what I'm showing you? If and when I go to actual color this, there are the little add-ons that, like what Helen's talking about, is to put the black in there. And that's really going to pop this. Okay, let me show you another real quick. So we've got that. Hold on, let me get you focused. Now, this bottom part here, I'm not going to leave that blue That's just my base color. And then I'll add on top of that. Okay. So this is screaming to me to be a jean colored blue. And again, use your Faber Castel chalks or whatever brand you have. Use your eyeshadow. So let's think about this for a minute. I'm going to start out with a light blue. Oh, good night, Miss Lila. So I'm going to start off with this lighter blue, which is not my final blue. I'm just tinting in my colors. Hope you feel better, Lila. Miss Lila. And guys, please share this video or this live presentation. I always keep saying video because it goes to video. Okay, so I'm putting in my light blue because we're going to go with the jeans on this one. Zoom in. Now, when you tint in your colors for the first time, is everybody clear what I mean about tinting in my colors? This is the base color that I'm putting on here and that I'm going to launch off of. And the grayscale picks it up beautifully because I'll be doing my light and medium and dark. So right now this is my light color. And you could be doing the same thing with pencil. Oh man, look how cool that looks just like that. Zoom out. Does that not look cool? Okay, so now I'm going to come back with a slightly darker blue. Zoom in. Actually, I'm going to go with a darker blue. And now I'm going to start with the detail, right? So wherever I'm seeing this cloth coming together, what happens to cloth when you bunch it together? It gets darker, right? And whatever shades are up to you. If you want to go darker, that's fine. Does that make sense? Darker? Oh my. And again, guys, you don't have to use chalks. You can do, Amy, you can do all this with pencil. Go to the drugstore and get some eyeshadow. Amy, do you have eyeshadow? Go to the dollar store, go to Walmart, and get one of those, you know, 120 color cheapy eyeshadow kits. You've probably got eyeshadow in your house right now. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. Anybody have not very many colors? That's okay. Do you have blue? All right, let me get out a dark blue. Baloo. Baloo. Ba 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 ba. Told you I was feeling good. All right. No blue. No blue in your eyeshadow? That's kind of weird. Huh. Okay, go to the dollar store or go to Walmart and get yourself some cheap eyeshadow. Okay, zoom in. Zoom in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm working with a very dark blue. And I'm going to go ahead and hit those spots on the grayscale. That's the darkest. Now, don't go brain dead when you do something like this. If you're coloring this and you want to change up the pattern a little bit, don't just blindly follow what's in front of you. Now, this is fabric, so we need to make sure that we've got this really blended. And I've got a little bit on the sneaker here. Get that cleaned off. But the neat thing about grayscale, guys, is that it makes you think where your light and your darks are. Little bit of dark. Let's see what we got here. Underneath the belt, make that belt come up. Zoom out. Notice too on these little teeny tiny spots where we've got the darkest part. I'm just going to hit those real quick, blend them in though. Okay, now I'm going to go a little step further. I'm going to grab my, what am I going to grab? I'm going to grab my black. And then I'm really going to dig in here where we want our darkest spots. Now, if you do it right, and this is not hard, you're not really going to see that I've added that black. Will somebody do a sound check for me, please? Do you guys see how I'm really rubbing this to make sure that these colors come together? Yeah, give me a number from 1 to 10, Rhonda. 1 being too low, 10 being too loud, and tell me whether it's clear. So for example, you know, you might say 6 clear. And I'm going to go super dark right in these creases here. Six and clear. Okay, good. Zoom out. Look at that. And how hard was this? Not. At all. Okay. Yeah, you can add the subtle hints of purple like Helen mentioned. All right, zoom in. Zoom in. Dawn, I'm not ready to do that heart contest yet. I haven't announced it. I'm going to be writing that up this week, within the next couple days. So that's why that wasn't there yet. Okay, now what I'm doing, zoom in. Yeah, I just want to make sure, Dawn, that people don't put entries in yet, because there's a way there's a way to explain what the contest is going to be, but that's fine. All right. So I want to go ahead and emphasize I'm going with this black glove here. I'll write that contest up tonight since people are asking. I'll make sure that's done. Zoom in. Now, when you're working with black like this, you want to go ahead and add a little touch of blue. Not much. And it's got to be so subtle that you really don't even see that it's there. It's one of those your brain sees it, but your eye doesn't. Oh, come on. There we go. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. And if you want to play with this a little bit, and then I'm going to get onto my main coloring piece. Let me grab something. Hold on. Is I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of my black glitter, zoom out, and put in just a little bit. On this glove. Just enough to bling it up just a little bit. Now, because we colored it black, you could also put in, you could do that in white. Zoom in to get that look. All right, zoom out, zoom out, so what I wanted to show you on this, just like I showed you on the other piece that I was working on, is these are two zoom out, zoom out. These are two pieces in this book And I wanted to show you how straightforward it is and very quick. And it's not exotic, it's not complex. How you can make some great looking pieces. So this is the Splashy Art 2 book. I'll be paging through it another evening. You know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and page through this one since I've got so many of them. We'll do this one. And that way you can see how cool this looks. So this is Splashy Art 2 by Kimberly Hawthorne. And the thing that I like about this particular book is that most of the pieces are showing movement. So when you're looking at this, I could see a little bit of glitter on here for this, you know, bright look. You could make this in red if you wanted to. The possibilities are endless. And I don't want the black to show you because when you do your coloring on this lighter part, the black enhances it. You don't even have to touch the black part. So in this case, you would do the guitar and all the cool stuff around it. And if you think about chalks or eyeshadow, you can see the possibilities here. This bird would be beautiful. Here's a nice African American skin skin tone that can be done. I love the images. They're very clear, sharp, engaging. This is cool. We've got the hair and then we've got a scarf over here. All these very light flowers and then your bird. Emphasize the bird. Everything else can fade into the background. And the variety in these pictures are fantastic. Look at this. And no pun intended, but this is a great book to get your feet wet with. All right. Hey, Wanda. See, now these little lines here, you could emphasize those in different directions when you're doing your pencil. And then by emphasizing that, you're emphasizing the pattern on the bird. La, da, da, da. And then I'm going to be doing Circle of Life right after this. Like I said, I just want to page through this one to show you. Look at that. Butterfly. Anybody remember these? Does anybody remember Punch Bug? Punch Bug. putty tat. Now on something like this, you could take pink or yellow and pink up the bunches of the roses, and then go back in with for your detail with whatever medium you're using. Putty tat. Beautiful, beautiful ornaments. Now these would be perfect for glitter. And I'm hoping as you're seeing these pictures that you're getting some ideas with this. Oh, little puppy. Again, put your brown layers on, your golds, detail with your pencil, and then your background, you can go nuts with that. Oh. And if I were coloring this, I would be emphasizing that tongue. Yeah, Amy, that puppy. All right, this one's different. Dragon. And then this is the eye. I'm going to be making several copies of this so that I can run some tutorials on coloring this eye. I'll be showing the cover in a minute, Melba, so you can identify it. Here's a little bit of fantasy stuff. Got some really nice flowers in here. And again, when you see something like this that might look dull to you, it's not. If you did that rose in a very bright color or a deep color, and then did the rest of it in soft colors, what a statement that would make. This one's a little dull. I'm not thrilled with that, but that's just me. Dawn would probably like this one. Here's one with a, you could emphasize the bow with your glitter or your cellophane. So I love these images, guys. And this is just one of 3 books that I pulled in. Da, da, da. Can you imagine what you could be doing with this one too? Here's some more jeans that you can color. I just showed you guys how to do that. Ooh, look at that one. That's different. And we've got our chameleon. Young man in a suit on the top, torn jeans on the bottom. How cool would that be? I don't know, you could do any color on this. I'm thinking you could do some neat grays and blacks with this. And then contrast the vest. Look at the pattern in the vest. Zoom in. And look how you can shadow this to really make the detail on the overlap or the buttons and also behind the buttons. Zoom out. Here's another one of our action pictures. Lots of bright color on the outside here. Just beautiful stuff in this book. Love this one, as I told you before. This reminds me of Monet. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. Going nuts here. Here's some more buildings. For those of you that are building buffs. Love this one. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. You could really go to town on this one. You know, and you could, a couple ways to do this. You could color your background and then just put a little bit of hint of your orange on here and do your tongue. I mean, I'm just talking about very, very light. So basically you'd have this black and white image coming out at you with all this color around it. Then you could reverse that, is do the tiger in your bold colors and then have this still be black and white. I mean, there's just so many options for doing this, guys. Could do a tutorial on that. Beautiful. Emphasize your red apple, fade the rest of it into your background. And then here are your color test page. Okay, so here's the book cover. It's an affiliate as well. It's called Splashy Art 2. Let me get the glare off of it. And I also picked up Splashy Art 3 and Splashy Art 4 because I really like the images. I mean, look at the cover on this one, guys, with all the different colors. Think outside of the box, guys. All right, so let's get to, and then of course on Splashy Art 2, I just showed you real quick as a tutorial how to do these two and how to emphasize your colors. All right. Do we have a good time or do we have a good time? And guys, not complex. It really isn't. I will never, ever, ever show you something that I didn't think you know, that you couldn't do. always want to try and set you up for success. So if you follow my steps and learn it, you'll be fine. Oh, and by the way, this stuff erases really well, because I may erase that brown that I put there and do it more golds. We'll see. I may play around with these and finish them off camera. Okay. All right. Do you guys like that stuff? If you like it, give me a thumbs up so I know. Circle of Life. So we've got fresh eyes on this piece. I was showing you how to bring up your dimension on this. So let's play. Here we go. All right. So now I've got my winter scene. Oh, and remember last time I went ahead and I added my extra leaves on the top here? Yeah, Amy says she'll be putting her Kirby aside. Okay. Yeah, expand your horizons a little bit, Amy. Okay. Rhonda, if you go in the group and I date all my presentations, so yesterday's was dated 4/28/21. So it'll say Wednesday 4/28/21. All right, I'm getting out my trusty black pen. You're welcome, Miss Rhonda. Zoom in. Yeah, you're doing a great job on Kirby's, Amy, but I really think that you need to take a break from it for a while. There are so many other great pieces. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am expanding and adding the leaves that were not coming outside of this little puppy to the outside here. Now, just be careful. I mean, I know, Amy, that you are getting enthusiastic about stuff, but you really need to go with some different, just go with a different piece once in a while. Let's see here. We can add a little tail to these if you want. And when you do these little leaves, look, you can pop one even over here. So that's a little errant leaf. Guys, learn how to be playful with your stuff. Da, da, da. So maybe one more leaf up here, going off the page. All right. And remember that I went ahead and I tinted my water here just to give myself a roadmap on what I was doing with this stuff. All right. So I want to go ahead and pop these trees. And from what I showed you guys yesterday, I just simply took a little gray, not to be confused with gray, Earl Grey tea. Don't know why that popped into mind. Guys, please share your videos to this this broadcast to your timeline so everybody else can enjoy it as well. Zoom in. All right. So let's get that little blush of gray around our trees like I showed you yesterday. Nothing exotic here. And then blend it out. What does that mean? It just gets lighter and lighter. Zoom out. Oh, good night, Miss Pearl. I'm sorry, I didn't see that you were leaving. You're welcome with the help. Now, this is just one of several techniques to make these pop. Everybody see now how that's already starting to show up in dimension? Not to be confused with the Twilight Zone. Now, if you want to, you can always wait until you've colored in your pieces and then add your shading. That's fine. The main idea of this, yeah, I can zoom in, of this coloring here is I wanted to show you on the gears how to add the black and the darker colors in order to pop up this center section. Zoom in. So whether you add your shading beforehand or after, it doesn't matter. I'm just showing you a different technique. That's all this is. Okay. So what are we dealing with? This is fall. Yeah, Wanda had to point out to me that these were the 4 seasons. It didn't ring a bell at the time. My little bell was not working. Okay. So let's think about these tree colors. What colors do you think of when you think of fall? Browns, golds. So let's go ahead and brown up our trees just a little bit. Let me grab a gold. Yeah, Amy, red, yellow, orange, Now, don't forget though, pop in a little bit of green on your tree, because some of it is still green. Yeah, Rhonda says a greenish, light greenish brown. Brown. I mean, technically speaking, the stuff on the trees is still going to have your greens in it. So we'll go ahead and hit that with a little bit of green. Now, different trees act different ways. So you may want to have a little more green on your other trees. So I'm going to use a light and a dark green on that. And I'll tint with a little bit of brown. So please think of these things when you're coloring. What do I always say? Dimension, 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 right? pop over here. And notice when I add the brown, I'm adding it more towards the tips. So we're just going to touch that up a little bit. And, you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit, not much, of red. It just depends how far into the season you want to show this is going. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to be really into fall right here. All right. Zoom out. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that now, just with my finger. I want that to be softer. Now, it looks wonky right now, but trust me, it's going to all settle out when we get our other colors around this. Zoom in. Zoom in. So let's go ahead and tint the tree trunk. And then I'm going to come in with a darker brown yet for that dimension. Let me pull you out just a little bit here. It's getting a little too close. There we go. Now notice how I'm taking this real dark brown, and this is where I'm adding where maybe a couple knots in the tree would be, and then wherever the branches I'm so sorry, are coming together, we'll go ahead and darken that a little bit too. Boy, I've got a headache tonight. It just is not pleasant. Okay. So, base color on our trees. And then we'll tint in or color in with our dark. Give that other color room to breathe. Okay, we got a little tree coming. What's going on right there? We'll make that a tree. All right. And then one little dimension that I'm going to add very judiciously is I'm going to, because you don't want to mush this, is I'm going to add some streaks of black in here. And look how cool that looks now. You don't want to put in a lot, just enough for your brain to see it. Isn't that beautiful? Zoom out. I mean, this is just a dorky little tree, but look at all the techniques being used on it. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and work on a few of these leaves. Zoom in. This will get a little tricky, but you know, no biggie. So I've done some of these with red, and then I'm going to throw just a little streak of brown on them. And I'm not completely covering up that red at all. I'm just scrubbing a little brown on it. And I don't know if you can see the dimension that we're getting because of that. And we've got a bunch of leaves here that are falling into our centerpiece. So where I've done these leaves in yellow, I may grab my red and just put a hint of red in it and a little bit of green or brown. So the point is you don't want to do single colors on your leaves. You want that dimension. And again, it's looking wonky because I've got the single colors on these leaves right now. But once you start adding that second color, that's where you're going to start getting it looking really cool. See how those yellows look funny? So I'll go ahead and brown some of those up. Throw a little brown on the red. And I'm going to brown up the green ones too. Dang, keep breaking those points, ILene. And what you are seeing now is, as I'm adding those multiple colors, our leaves are looking a lot more realistic, right? And if you have a color that's sticking out like this red, pop another color on it like your brown. And I've said this a million times, guys, you've got to quit judging your colorings partway through. They all look weird. I mean, right now these leaves look weird because we've got no anchor to any other part of the coloring. Don't give up. Quit that. Quit quitting, guys. Okay. Oh man, look how good that looks. Got a little blob here. Zoom out. Zoom out. And even the ones that I colored just this little splotch of brown, I'm still throwing my red on top of it, my second color, whatever it is. Even if it's a teeny tiny leaf in the corner, do it all. What do you think? Questions, comments, thumbs up, thumbs down? Don't care. Oh my. Okay. Let's make sure I got all of these little guys. So the moral of this story with the leaves, 2 colors, guys. Okay? Zoom out. All right, let me grab some water. All right. I can't tell you how many people that I've heard have quit their pieces because they didn't like the way they looked. And that's so sad. Finish the thing and then decide. Oh my guys. Oops. Oopsie. All right. Let's play with the river. Play with the river. And again, this is Circle of Life. That was so funny how Jeff went nuts over this book. Goes, oh wow, cool, I gotta get that book. Okay. I love Jeff. Okay. Let's do the river here. Cry me a river. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to put some marker on this. And remember, I put my marker down and I'm immediately smearing it with my finger. If you wait even 2 or 3 seconds, was there a second one? I don't know. I don't think so. Second circle of life? I honestly don't know. So your marker goes on and you instantaneously blend it with your fingers. Do not hesitate. And the thing that I love about this book, I thought I would be bored to tears doing these different scenes for you, but I love seeing how they start to come to life, particularly because they're nature scenes, right? I accidentally colored a leaf blue, and I don't think I can recoup that because I got marker on it. Oh, poor little leaf. Let's see if we can fix this. Oh, I can fix it. All right, am I good or am I good? Let's go ahead and throw a little color on there. And go with my brown and my red. There we go. Shame on you guys for not telling me I missed that leaf. Yeah, some of Hannah Carzone's, yep. And Bassford's books have some very complex pages. Blue-green leaves. Yep, yep, yep. Hi, Sherry. Now, notice I'm not coloring this, the solid blue, right? Sherry, I love how that fairy on that mushroom's turning out. Okay. What were you saying that you need, Sherry? Okay. Now, I'm going to get a super dark blue because I've got a medium blue, I've got a light blue. So we need to find, there we go, a dark blue. And be sure that you blend it in. You don't want it being streaky. Yes, I know it's a river, but we don't want that to be this streaky. So right now this river has 3 blues. Oh, that's okay, Sherry. That's fine. Hopefully your appointments went well. Okay, so we're looking at 3 blues on this water. Everybody see that? That's so important that you get this. And all 3 of those colors now are playing with your brain to make it look really cool. and you want to blend it. Yeah, take your time, Sherry, on that image. It's coming out beautifully. Zoom out. Tell me that that doesn't look gorgeous. Now, I'm going to show you something here, just for giggles and laughs. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. Too bad grown-ups don't get their tooth fairy decisions to make, yeah. All right, here's what I want you to see after I get the camera to quit shaking. I'm going to push the blue. I want you to see this, the blue tones in between my gears. Zoom in. So I'm going to come in a little close because I want you to see this. So I'm going to take my blues, and I'm going to color into my gears. Now, you can still color your blue over the black. Make sure you understand that. It's kind of like grayscale. So there is blue now in between these gear teeth, all the way towards the center. And again, I'm coloring over that black that I put earlier. Everybody see that? Hey, Rebecca. So that blue now is coming in between here. And again, as I said, I'm going over the black. Isn't that cool? So it looks like the water is rushing in between the gears. How cool is that? Clever. Clever, clever, clever. Anybody have any questions about this? All right. Good night, Rebecca. And then I'm going to use my multiple blue shades up here at the head of the river. Zoom out. Did I miss some leaves? All right. Zoom out. Now I'm going back and I'm adding a little more brown to these leaves. All right. So let's play with the grass here and start getting that delineated. Zoom in. And again, I'm just tinting it so I can see where my colors are going to be going. Careful of your leaves here. And now this whole piece is really going to come to life because now we're seeing where everything is. And if you'd wanted to, you could have done your green sooner. Okay, that's part of the tree. And that was the wrong color. You guys are so quiet tonight. What do you think? So let me get this green tinted in so I can see where I am. And now I'm going to come in with a lusher green. and start getting that dimension in there. Now, you might think, you know, why bother tinting it with a green if you're going to color over it anyway? Well, remember that your bottom color affects your top color. Can you guys see how this is really coming to life now? And it's a simple little picture, but lots of technique to talk about. All right. Zoom in. So there's my light and my medium green, and now I'm going to play around with a dark green. I do not like that green that I added to that water at all. I threw in a little green to see how that would look. No. No, 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 no. One of those seemed like a good idea at the time. Zoom out. Grab some water. All right. And guys, while I'm thinking of it, don't forget that in all your sharpeners, whether they're manual or electric, you need to be sharpening graphite pencils in them to clean them out. I want to show you something. I bought from Amazon Basics, actually, of all things, zoom out. I bought bulk #2 pencils, and what I do, I keep them by my electric sharpener. These are the 3 right now that I'm sharpening, and I periodically run them through. And then what I do is I break off the points and sharpen them again. Excuse me. And if you have these little manual jobbies, same thing. Just sharpen your graphite pencils in them. Okay? So there's your tip for the day. So see, now I'm breaking my points, and I've got my graphites laying next to my electric, so I'll see them and remember to do it. You're welcome, Sherry, for the tip. My pleasure. All right, so where was I? Okay, super dark green. Zoom in. And then add my dark spots. And you can be, I want you to be pretty bold with your green here. Don't be wussy with your colors and your boldness. Everybody see the difference between this side and this side now? Welcome back, Maddie. Zoom in. zoom out. Oh man, guys, look at that. All right, so now we're gonna do, let's get these mountains done. And I think what I'm going to do here is just use a little bit of gray, zoom in, now I'm just scattering the gray on here. I'm not doing the full gray color. I'm not coloring it in all the way, and you'll see why in a minute. Oh, there's another leaf. There we go. So I'm coloring one face of the rock gray. And let's see, there's a method to my madness for that. That's not the part I want gray. This is the part that I want gray. And I found a couple more leaves here. Those little guys just keep rearing their ugly heads, don't they? All right. And then on the other side of my mountains, I'm going to use a medium to a dark green. as though we're seeing some greenery and some, you know, forest down there. Now, you don't have to be super picky about what is what. The fact that you're mixing your gray and your green on your mountains is going to make it look really cool. Everybody see how I'm doing that green on these mountains? And that indicates that we've still got our growth even though we're in our fall period. Excuse me. And then I'm going to use my blender pencil and I'm just going to just lightly. And guys, you got to quit digging your blender pencil into your pages. You don't need to push much. And I'm not too worried about the... Okay, Amy, good night. You don't need to worry about the gray and the green merging together. It works. So I'm doing a little more broader blending on this than I normally would. Well, normally would. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. Normally you blend your individual colors, and I don't mind them coming together. Okay. Now, one more little addition. But wait, there's more. Is I'm going to take some marker and I'm going to plop a little bit of that dark green at the top. And again, I put it on with my finger and I immediately smudge. Okay? Everybody see that, how I'm getting that dimension? I just made a leaf with my marker. There we go. I hit the page with my marker, so now it's a leaf. Okay. Look how cool that looks, guys. Zoom out. Zoom out. And you guys thought that these were just dull mountains. They're only dull if you make them that way. But wait, there's more. Oops. Hold on. Good night, Amy. Hey, Amy, can you give me... Here, I want to show you one more thing before you go off. You'll get a kick out of this. I want to show you something a little fun. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Arteza white pen, zoom in, and I'm going to dot the top of the mountains a little bit. As though we had some flowers growing on there. Isn't that cool? Bet you didn't think of that. Keep cleaning your pens off in your paper towel. Yeah, I wanted you to see this before you left, Amy. There you go. Good night, Amy. The thing that's really going to make your colorings, guys, is when you put in detail like this. And so when somebody looks at that, they go, oh, cool. All right. Well, I jumped the gun a little bit because Amy was leaving. I wanted her to see this, see that. So now I'm going to go back with a dark gray. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to my rocky part of my mountains. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting the lines that the author put in, and I'm not filling in that gray all the way, right? I'm just streaking in that gray nearest the top. We've got about 10 more minutes, guys. Don't be afraid of your colors either. See how cool that's looking now? So many people are afraid to use their colors and make a statement with them. And I really hope that you can see now how we're getting that really cool dimension in there. And if you don't have markers, then what you need to do is take your gray pencil and shade it in. So let's hit these little areas. And if you get into teeny tiny areas where you can't smudge with your marker, then you just tap it with your finger. Don't drag your finger, just tap it. Oh man, how cool. Zoom out. Looky there. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with the sky, and that's fine. I may get my chalks and do a light blue. Don't know yet. And if you don't know and you're not sure, sit on it until you're ready. All right. Which is the top? There's the top. zoom out. So that's what I did the other day for you with snow-capped mountains. This is what I'm doing for you tonight. And again, notice that I carry that water through the gears. I thought that would be cool. And I think we're in pretty good shape. Rhonda, where you said you're seeing a small waterfall, what's that? I love it. Oh yeah, it's right here, up here. Yes, ma'am. I love this picture. So there's the top, bottom. We've got these other ones to do. I'm still not done with this yellow. Zoom out. Oh, there's another waterfall. No, I'm just seeing the one right here. So the way that this started out is I was showing you how to use your black in between to make this center portion jump. And now I'm showing you how to use the black to make your individual pieces jump and get all sorts of dimension on them. So we've got 2 more segments to do, and I'll play around with the gears because I'm doing those obviously in gold. Okay, I think we're good. I hope you're enjoying looking at this, and wait, the other very straightforward to do, nothing complex. All right, I'm calling it a night. Love you guys. Joyous, joyous coloring, guys. Don't forget you've got all the contests. I'll be announcing that heart contest tonight now. So we'll have a lot of fun with that one as well. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick, teaching coloring with ILene Vick. I really hope you learned something, and I hope you had fun. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of the evening. I'll see you.